Hello, welcome to another video. This video is probably the most important video I've ever made. So make sure you share this with everybody you know. So let me just qualify myself here. Look at this video I made. I made this video January 10th of 2020. It wasn't but a few days later that my place was burned down in a suspicious fire. So everything we're seeing now, they've been working on this for quite a while, okay? So here's the video. Trump is a fascist. Sorry if you didn't understand that. Well, here we go. This is one of the this is Charlie Angus. He is a Canadian MP. Let's hear what he says.
Camps, as they're doing to your people, then we know what we're confronting. We're confronting gangster fascism.
Okay, so I'm glad the rest of the world has decided to catch up to where I was 5 years ago. All right, so now, the rest of the world, you want to save your democracies? Pay attention, do exactly what I say, and it'll work. If you just sit around and do nothing, kiss your fucking democracies goodbye. All right, here we go. Number one, you gotta kick out the FBI, you gotta kick out the CIA, you gotta kick out the DEA, kick out all American law enforcement out of your countries right now. Kick them out. They're not there doing you any favors. They're spying on you and figuring out how to destabilize your country so they can take over, okay? That's what you need to do. That's step one. Kick out the fascists that are already in your country, that your law enforcement is working with. Become a little suspicious of your own law enforcement and their potential fascist activities. Next, and this is very important, okay? Let me just put this up here real quick. The question is it left-wing dictators or right-wing dictators that has killed more people in history? And look, all dictators are bad, but right-wing dictators are worse, okay? Overwhelmingly attributes higher death tolls to right-wing dictatorships. Okay? So everybody should be absolutely fucking terrified of what's coming and turn your terror into action. Okay? So now let's just ask here. So in case you don't know, Henry Kissinger has been the mental strategy for bringing about a one world government, fascist by the way, since the 1970s, okay? So what you need to worry about is the fact that Kissinger told Trump to buddy up with Russia, which wasn't hard because he was already like this with them, okay? So now, Russia is key to not losing your democracies. So, here we are. We're in Ukraine. What needs to happen immediately is every single country, NATO country, obviously except for the United States, because the United States is out of it. The United States doesn't have anybody's back anymore, okay? You gotta get that through your heads, Europe. Now, this is what you need to understand. Do you want to fight on Russian soil or do you want to fight on European soil? Because that's the choice. You don't have any other choices. Right now, Russia is weaker than they've ever been. They don't have tanks. They don't have anything. They don't have well-trained personnel. Okay? Right now, Europe, you put an end to Russia. Here's how this works. Every single standing member of every military across Europe tomorrow goes to Ukraine. Every single one tomorrow. Send everybody now, okay? Ukraine. What you do is once these backups start to arrive, you send your people right to Moscow. Boom. Right to Moscow. Right to Moscow. These three countries right here, right to Moscow. Finland, right to Moscow. Okay? Do it now. Don't wait. If you let Trump get his peace deal with Putin and frickin' Putin is able to rebuild his armies, the next battles are going to be here, here. All this will be taken over. Don't have the war on European soil. Take the fight to Russia now. If you don't do this step, you're frickin' done. You're going to have your whole flank is going to be exposed from this spot right here very shortly, okay? The transformation is not complete. They don't have a military that'll go do evil shit yet. They're working on that, okay? So, now we're going to jump over here. What needs to happen here? Canada, Mexico, backed up by South America. We need South America core. We need a unified South America. Obviously, places like El Salvador are, complete right-wing loony bins, all right? So, South America core, up to the Mexican border, all right? Now, everybody in the United States that's not down with fascism, go west. Go west. California, Oregon, Washington, okay? Now, Mexico, start providing support to the rebels. So now we have the South American core, Mexico / they're going to start pushing up here, okay? Going to seal this border down here and going to start pushing up. Going to unite up with all the forces that are in California, all the ex-military, that we're going to probably get like 30 to 40% of the military is not okay. Might be higher. Maybe the majority of the military actually believes in their oath to the Constitution. So every single military that has the oath to the Constitution, head west. Regroup in the west. Okay? And the west is where we're pretty much going to, somewhere here is going to be the line. Okay? Want to push Mexico up. Mexico hopefully can unite up with Canada. Canada can get through Oregon, Washington pretty easily with the resistance that will be formed there. Strong anti-fascist movements in the Pacific Northwest are going to be quite a contingency to deal with. Okay, so now Canada drops down in here working with the ex-military, whoever, the anti-fascists, okay? Mexico pushes up here. That's where it's got to go. That's how it's got to start going. It's going to kick off. And unfortunately, what's going to happen when this shit's going to start to go, guess what's going to happen over here? Okay? You're going to have China that's going to pounce on Taiwan. Okay? And you're going to get a lot of help from Japan and South Korea. But what that's going to mean is that Japan and South Korea are not going to be able to back up the democratic forces of the United States. They're going to have their hands full with China. It's going to be a mess. They're probably going to lose Taiwan immediately. But you have to understand something, that once China goes for Taiwan and they have issues with support from Japan and South Korea, North Korea is going to attack South Korea, okay? So Korea is pretty much out of the show. They're going to be dealing with their own nightmares on their north border. Japan, they don't have much. They're not going to be able to do much. They're going to be just basically able to hold their own, okay? Australia and possibly Thailand, there's no help coming. Zero. It's going to have to be the South American core and the Canadians. And you gotta focus what you have west. That's where you have the strongest anti-fascist people, the most anti-fascist people, the most pro-democracy people are on the West Coast. If you're not on the West Coast, get to the West Coast. Peace.
Thank you for